Surplus dairy calves include the calves born on dairy farms that are deemed unsuitable to remain on the farm, including male and female calves that are not needed as future dairy animals. This results in approximately 4 to 5 million calves that are destined for veal and dairy beef operations in North America. Calves are therefore transported at a very young age, which includes mixing with unfamiliar animals and exposure to new environments. It's probably not surprising to hear that these calves then go on to experience high levels of disease, mostly diarrhea and respiratory illness, at the calf rearing facilities, which requires high levels of antimicrobial use in order to manage them. Consequently, the sustainability of the dairy and calf rearing industries is in question, as antimicrobial resistance is a worldwide health concern, and dairy consumers are generally not in support of how surplus calves are managed. In order to mitigate the health and welfare impacts of transportation on surplus calves, Canada recently introduced new regulations covering the duration of transportation and setting a minimum age requirement. Calves less than 8 days old may only be transported directly from the dairy farm of origin to calf rearing facilities and up to a maximum duration of 12 hours. Calves older than 8 days may be transported up to 16 hours, but then they must be unloaded and provided a rest stop complete with food and water. That brings us to our project, where we are interested in understanding the impact of duration and age of transportation on subsequent health and growth after transport. We followed 175 calves from the time they were born on source dairy farms, and they ranged in age from 2 to 19 days old at the time of transportation. They were randomly assigned to 6, 12, and 16 hours of transportation from these 5 commercial dairy farms and were transported to a single grain-fed veal facility where we evaluated their health daily for 14 days. They were also weighed at various time points, beginning at the time of unloading and up to 50 days after transport. We found that increasing duration increased the incidence of diarrhea, and calves transported for 12 and 16 hours also experienced more severe acute weight loss during transport. Additionally, older calves experienced a reduction in diarrhea and respiratory disease and improved weight gain compared to calves less than a week old. Our findings highlight important transportation characteristics which should be taken into consideration when developing transportation guidelines. Ultimately, it's important that calves are not transported long distances, especially at a very young age. We recognize that this presents a logistical challenge as calf rearing facilities are often concentrated in specific regions, and many dairy facilities don't have the infrastructure to retain surplus calves on farm. So future research into additional methods to mitigate the impact of transportation may greatly improve the health and welfare of these calves.